All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you till about 5 o'clock. Yes, about 5 o'clock. Y'all not tricking me today. So, we'll get into it. Got a couple things that I want to discuss. Really, both of them are just kind of updates, but we'll get to them. And, maybe you guys will bring some interesting conversation to the table as well. Hold on, let me see. All right, let me take that down. And hold on a second. Hold on. Let's take that down. All right. Phone lines are not open yet, but they will open soon. Before that happens, let me say hello to everybody. Robert Willis, good afternoon. He's first, as always. Well, okay, not always, but most times. Robert Willis, good afternoon. Got Sierra Brooks in the house. She's first on Facebook. Good afternoon, Sierra. Erica Hummins out there in Reading, representing Reading. Good afternoon, Erica. Thank you for checking out the show. Anthony Prosser, he is second on Facebook. Good afternoon, Anthony. And Andrea Bustle, who also says she's second, but I'm sorry, you didn't come in here. It didn't show up second, but you are rounding out the top 5. So good afternoon. I appreciate you guys. The ones who get in here early. It makes me feel so secure. So that's why I appreciate you guys getting in early. We got Jerica, who says she's third on Facebook, and I think she is fourth, but that's okay. Good afternoon. I appreciate you, Jerica. And she says, hola to you too. Brent Beard in the house, representing Dallas, Texas. Good afternoon, Brent. Good afternoon. Alethea Williams in the house. One of the killer bees. Good afternoon, Alethea. Good afternoon. Drea, good afternoon to you. I appreciate you. Sierra had to come back and let us know she's representing Boston. All right. Regina Denson Griffin out there representing Madisonville. Good afternoon. A good church lady. Can't beat a good church lady. I know she a church lady because I met her at church. Well, I wasn't in the church. She was actually in the church, probably serving the community. And then I came and interrupted her churching, to drop something off to her. But it don't matter. She a church lady. Nice, respectable, beautiful, all that good stuff. Good afternoon, Regina. I appreciate you. Nick Brown in the house. He says good afternoon to everyone. And he's representing beautiful Blue Ash. Good afternoon, Nick Brown. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Pamela Kinney, representing North Avondale. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking your time to show me some love. I appreciate you. Brenda Early, representing Fairfield. Good afternoon. Raven Mundy, special celebrity in the house. Oh, and I got something for you. Oh, I hope I remember when I go off the air today. If you remember, shoot me a text because I got something that I need to text you. And I will forget. So don't let me forget. I need to text something to you. Raven Mundy, good afternoon. Oh, Raven says, I still haven't gotten a hoodie. I'm starting to feel away. When I text you, I think everything will be okay. Okay? All right. Let me see. Tanika in the house. I know she's a church lady. She might not want to be called a church lady. She goes to church. I don't know if I've ever heard her refer to herself. I know she go to church. She's a nice saved lady, and she can sing. So, got a special shout out for that. We're enemies right now because it is cold as heck up here. And I'm sure it's beautiful in Orlando. So we're enemies right now. Okay, we're not enemies. I still love Tanika. But I'm envious. That's really what it is. And it's my envy that makes me not be a good friend to you. So it's not you, it's me. But it is me. And so because of that, you know how I feel. Tanika, good afternoon. Tanya Cooper, representing Forest Park. Good afternoon. Raven says, I got you good. Please don't let me forget. Nat Turner. representing Madville in the house. Good afternoon. Got DeAndre Crosby in the house. He's very confused. He thinks he's first, but that's okay. Because we got love for you anyway, brother. We got love for you anyway. It is. You do have to say to a man, it's just something about the way you say I love you to a man. Men can say I love you to men. It's the way you say it. Like DeAndre, I love you, my brother. I love you, man. Nothing but love. Now, I can't be like, ooh, DeAndre here. I love you, DeAndre. I love you. That sounds gay. It's the way you say it, but you can say it. You can say it. I'm just trying to break down that wall. A lot of men think you can't say I love you to another man. It's the way you say it. And the eyes that you make when you say it. I love you, DeAndre. I love you. That's gay. Don't do that. But DeAndre, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Diane Huddleston Angel, representing Coleraine Township. Good afternoon, Diane. Good afternoon. I appreciate you. Let me see. Daryl Carpenter, representing Lab C in Forest Park. I'm sorry, the park. Daryl, thank you for checking out the show. Tanika says she okay with being called a church lady. All right. Brent says we have 75 degrees and sunny skies in Dallas. So yeah, we beefing too. Okay, we not beefing. I'm envious, thus I don't like you right now. But we're not beefing. I don't like the way that sounds. When I said it, and I knew what I meant, but then when I said it, the way it came, it just didn't sound right. It's almost like me saying, I love you with, I was about to say something. And I'm being insensitive when I say that. And I was going to say, it's me saying I love you with the gay man eyes. I know y'all judge me about baby hair and gay man eyes and all of that kind of stuff. It's all real. But I don't want to be judged. So I got a problem with you, Brent, just like I got a problem with Tanika. It's not you, it's me. Corey McDougal, good afternoon. I appreciate you. Let me see. Let me see. I think that, LaDonna Howard says she's on her way to Western Hills, so she's going to be representing Western Hills. Good afternoon, LaDonna. Lewis Johnson. Richard Pryor deserved an Oscar for his performance of Which Way Is Up. Okay. Good afternoon. Karen Dye Williams representing Westwood. Good afternoon, Karen. I appreciate you. And you're a good Karen. Not one of them bad Karens that have to see the manager and be telling people they can't sell water out here. You're a good Karen. So I appreciate you. Let's see. Steban Speed representing Westwood. Good afternoon. Got Jason Dockery representing Ross. All right. Good afternoon. Crystal Hoskins representing the Christ Hospital. Good afternoon. Lamont Jones out there in Westwood. There's a lot of y'all out in Westwood today. Are y'all having a party and didn't invite me? I don't know. Good afternoon, Lamont. Good afternoon. Valisa Lovett representing Blue Ash. Good afternoon. All right. Good afternoon to everyone. If you come in later, if I see it, I'll say good afternoon to you. But if not, it's time to move on and talk about something. Let's see. Do we do update first? Do we do the update first, or do we do whatever the hot topic is? I have to ruin somebody's hot topic. Not somebody like an individual, but it's like the hot topic out here. It's like the hot topic, this whole Terrence Howard, Diddy stuff, and people are getting it wrong. I don't want to ruin it for you, but Terrence Howard didn't say Diddy tried to F him. Yes, he did. Man, you wasn't listening. He did not say that. He didn't say it. And it sounds, he said it. But no, he didn't. We'll get into exactly what he said. But I keep hearing people saying And it's all over the place. Terrence Howard says Diddy tried to F him, and he didn't. He didn't say that. So people run with it. People run with it. Because, that's what people do. It's not, but that's what people do. People see or hear something kind of juicy, and I didn't like that either. He did not say that Diddy tried to F him. He did not say it. We watched the same interview, but sometimes people miss stuff because just for whatever reason. Like, y'all remember when, what's his name? Marvin Sapp told the people close the doors, and people swear he said lock the door. He didn't say lock the door. And then y'all remember, he said, I challenge you to give $20. And people were saying, he didn't say I challenge you. He told them people they had to give $20. And then I played it back and he said, I challenge you. But you hear, what I'm saying, at some point your mind make a decision that this is what it heard. Jacqueline, you're right. He said that his assistant said, I'm going to repeat it so it's clear. He said that his assistant said that he or she, I don't remember which, thinks that Diddy wants to F him. That's a big difference between Diddy coming and saying, hey, I want to F you, and somebody telling you that they think that Diddy want to F you. Just a difference. And we run, we being just people, running with it. Oh, did he try to F Terrence Howard? Oh, did he try to F Terrence Howard? But that's not even the story. I mean, one could believe that might be the case, like the assistant, believes, based on the story. I'm going to play the story. I'm going to play what he said. I'm just giving a few other people an opportunity to get in here, because then they'll be, what are we talking about? Oh, why don't you play the video? And then I will have already played the video, and then I'll be mad because you're telling me to do something that I already did instead of asking me, did you play it and all that kind of stuff. But y'all know me. I don't like confusion. I don't like confusion. And then he gets into what a man would do and what a man wouldn't do, and how a man would react and how a man wouldn't react. Now, on that, I kind of agree with him, but I don't like those set in stone rules. Because every man don't react the same to the same stimuli. I think I used that right. Every man don't react the same. You might ask one man who's full man, all man, I want to F you. He might just get up and leave the room. Another man, I want to F you. He might threaten to knock you out. Another man, I want to F you, and he might knock you out. Another man, I want to F you, and hold on, did you just say what I think you just said? And explain to you how inappropriate that is to say to another man. It doesn't mean that any of those men are any less men, because they don't react the same way. Now, if you say, okay, and you do it, okay, now, you know what I'm saying, and we got some questions there, Oh, but it was a power dynamic, and I just want my career. I don't know about that. No. But there's a lot of different ways that men, because we're all, as people, we're all different. You might have 2 men, 3 men, 10 men react the exact same, and have another 10 react different than those. Dina, the angel, representing Walnut Hills. Good afternoon. She's late. Sometimes he just be late. He may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. But them angels be late sometimes. Shahira, representing Sycamore Township / Sharonville. Good afternoon. Dwayne Larkin in the house, representing Mount Airy. Good afternoon. Did I miss somebody else? I missed somebody else. I thought I missed somebody. Pat Rogers, good afternoon, representing East Westwood. Good afternoon. I think Crystal Hoskins says, you didn't say good afternoon to me. I could have swore I said good afternoon to you. You were representing the Christ Hospital. Maybe I just said you were representing. Good afternoon, Crystal. I appreciate you up there doing good work, helping. And so I don't know what you do up there at Christ Hospital, but if you're working in the hospital, I just assume that you're doing good work for people who needs it. And I appreciate you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Tria says, hey, King and friends. Good afternoon, Tria. Good afternoon. Lewis Talbert said good afternoon as well. So good afternoon, Lewis. Okay, I'm caught up. Okay, Fame, I'm sorry. Fame, good afternoon. Fame, good afternoon. Crystal says you missed me. I'm fairly certain I didn't, but I'm not 100% certain. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and say it anyway, but I'm fairly certain. At least I read it. If I didn't read it out loud, I read it, I saw it, I read it, and I meant to say it out loud. Dominique Finley, the other half of the Killer Bees. Good afternoon, Dominique. Good afternoon. All right, let's get to it. Terrence Howard, see if I can pull it up and play it real quick. See if I can pull it up and play it real quick. This is off the, what is it? Pete. Oh, I don't remember that brother's name. That because he's not a brother. I don't remember that dude's name. He's one of these crazy. He's one of these crazy podcasts. These crazy conservative, ultra conservative. You can't convince him that Trump ain't Jesus type. So I don't even know why. Well, I guess celebrities go on there because he's got a big platform. And he's got Terrence Howard on here, and this is what Terrence Howard said. And I hope everything works fine.
Puffy invited me for weeks asking me to come and teach him wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. He's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you.
Come on now, dog.
That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh.
Come on, man.
Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're gonna get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room.
No.
Puffy.
All right. So yeah, I kind of agree to a large extent with what he said. But again, we running with the story that Terrence Howard, Diddy tried to F Terrence Howard. Terrence got on the show and he told everybody that Diddy tried to F him. But that's not actually what he said. Man, you're the semantics. It's a technicality. It's not. It's not. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. I imagine if you into that kind of thing, there has to be a filling out process, right? You don't just have people come over, just you don't know them at all, and you're like, hey, I want you to be my acting coach. And they like, okay, so meet you here and you meet them there, and then, well, what do you want to work on? I just want to F you. You know what I'm saying? I imagine you can't just do that. You gotta, you know, like, oh, we just gonna sit here and I'm gonna just eyeball you for a while. And I'm gonna see. Cause I'm a person who likes to read people. I'm a person who, you know what I'm saying? You sit in a room with me, I'm probably be sitting there silent and quiet. But I'm paying attention to you. Now, I know y'all don't believe that you can glean a whole lot from a person. You know, just based on their physical appearance and their mannerisms and stuff. I believe you can. I believe you can. So that's why I still keep telling y'all, I don't understand why these fine women be marrying gay dudes, not knowing. Man, that was out of left field. Where did that come from? It's another video somebody sent me. I think somebody was on some court. They was on divorce court, I think. And she was trying to figure out if her husband was gay. And her husband, he didn't even say a word. But he was clearly gay. How can you be trying to figure out if your husband is gay? When I can look at that dude, he ain't said nothing, he ain't did nothing, he just did some eye gestures. Now, that dude gay. I could tell, I could just look at him and tell. And she all the way on divorce court. He got a text from somebody named Alex. Now, I don't know if Alex is a male or a female, but they supposed to be doing something together. I think he cheating on me with Alex, but I'm not sure if Alex is a man or a woman. And I'm like, women, what is wrong with y'all? How do y'all not know this stuff? But that's a whole different, all of that to say, I'm one of them people, it's a lot of us, I'm not special. I'm one of them people who can look at people and you can gather certain things about them, especially if, you're talking to them or, in a room with them for an extended period of time. So I imagine Diddy got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Are you a freak? You got to have some way to tell if the person that you want to freak with is down to freak with you. I want you to be my acting coach. Okay, well, come on over to the house and what you want to work on. And you just, what you doing? What you want to work on, bro? Like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? I would have just sat there. You got to give me a script or something. You know what I'm saying? Some scenario. I ain't just gonna sit here while you look at. That's what he said. He was just looking at him. They was sitting there. He was just looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Just tell me something. What we doing? Well, bring me some of your music. Okay, I'm gonna bring you some music. And then we just sitting there listening to the music, and you just sitting there looking at me. What you doing? Whoa! Stop! What you doing? I need to know what's going on, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, what we doing? So yeah, when my assistant called me like, oh, he want to meet you again, perfect question. Terrence did the reading. Terrence said, what in the world is going on? This end is doing nothing. He's just looking at me. What do he want to meet with me for? I ain't got time to just waste. Terrence knew. Yeah, he trying to. But he didn't do it like he did that other dude, apparently. Like, yeah, if you want your music career to take off, I can make your music career take off if you suck it right. So, yeah, no, that's not. Ain't no man that's not already into sucking it gonna suck it. So, but he did not say. That's really it. I just wanted to clear that up. He did not say that Diddy tried to F him. He did not say that. Just for people wondering, the phones are not open yet. They'll be open in just a few minutes, but I want to hit this next piece. Y'all remember not too long ago, I told y'all, remember, I don't remember how many months ago this was, but y'all will remember. It's, it was in the news. I told y'all, remember, what's his name? Marco Rubio came back from El Salvador, and Marco Rubio was saying, yeah, the president of El Salvador said that he'll take people that we deport. And he even said that he would take some prisoners that we didn't want, and he'd hold them for a cheaper price. But nobody's seriously considering that. Nobody's seriously considering that. Y'all remember that? And I was like, nobody would just out of the blue float that as an idea. Nobody, just out of the blue, nobody would be like, hey, you want to deport some people here? We'll take your people. And we'll take some of just your regular prisoners, man. We'll do it on the cheap. Like, nobody would do that. And I told y'all, I believed that was clearly something that was suggested. And so it was clearly something that they were considering. And then I believe they came out later and, they said nobody suggested that. Nobody was considering that. That was just something that he said. And I was like, so why would he say that? Why would Marco Rubio say that? And some of those Trump supporters was like, no, they ain't this, no, they ain't that. It's unintelligible. I know, I'm not saying exactly what they said, but y'all get the energy that they was giving me. Oh, they didn't say that. Nobody suggested that. I don't know what you're talking about. They're not gonna be deporting no Americans. Oh, you out of your mind. No, you just don't like Trump. Oh, all kind of crazy stuff they was saying. And then they deported some people to El Salvador. And I said, remember when Marco Rubio said that they was going to deport some people to El Salvador? And remember what else he said when he said that they was looking into deporting some American citizens who were in prison. They were looking to deport them to El Salvador. Told y'all how my button, nobody made that up. No, they ain't gonna do that. No, that's just crazy. They wouldn't do nothing like that. Ain't nobody suggested nothing like that. Oh, they can't do that. Remember? Do anybody else remember this? I remember it. I remember it. That Twin said it. I believe Ron D said it. And other people said it. I remember Twin saying it for certain. I believe Ron D said it. But yeah, they swear Trump wouldn't do that. Trump didn't suggest that. It's not gonna happen. It's not anything they thought about. Any of that kind of stuff. Y'all know I wouldn't be bringing this back up if I didn't have something to show y'all. Y'all know that.
Back to El Salvador, the president there said he would be willing to take American citizens in the federal prison population. Is that one of the ideas you're going to be discussing?
Well, I love that. If we could take some of our 20-time wise guys that push people into subways and that hit people over the back of the head and that purposely run people over in cars, if he would take them, I'd be honored to give them. I don't know what the law says on that, but I can't imagine the law would say anything different. If they can house these horrible criminals for a lot less money than it costs us, I'm all for it. But
now hold on. We not done. We're not done. I'm gonna leave that up there and just talk for just a second. So far, he said he wouldn't have a problem with to do it. He had to check the law and all of that kind of stuff. But remember, one of the first things that they said was that was never something that was suggested. See, he's answering as if, oh, this is just an offer that he made. And, I guess theoretically, I wouldn't mind doing it. Right? Okay. I'm going to back it up just a hair. Okay, keep going.
I'm all for it, but I'd only do according to the law. But I have suggested that, why should it stop just at people that cross the border illegally? We have some horrible criminals, American grown and born, and if we have somebody that bops an old woman over the head, if we have somebody that is in jail 20 times and goes back and shoots people all over the place and then has a bad judge or a bad prosecutor that do nothing about him, all they worry about is politics, and don't worry about that. I think if we could get El Salvador or somebody to take them, I'd be very happy with it, but I have to see what the law says. Okay.
Did y'all peep it? They didn't suggest it until
money that it costs us. I'm all for it, but I'd only do according to the law. But I have suggested that, why should it stop just at people that cross the border illegally?
Did he just say he suggested it?
that, why should it stop just at people according to the law? But I have suggested that, why should it stop just at people that cross the border illegally? We have some horrible criminals, American grown and born, and if we...
Yeah. I thought that was what I heard. I thought I heard him say, I have suggested. I told y'all that was what he sent Marco Rubio down there. He said, Marco Rubio, I want you to go to El Salvador and set it up. Tell the president of El Salvador, we want to deport some people, quote, illegals from here, and ask him, because we also want to deport some U.S. citizens who've been convicted of crimes, and that way we can just get rid of them. And Marco Rubio went down there and was like, can we deport some people to you guys, and you take them, and, we'll pay you to take them. And they was like, sure, we'll take them. That's my accent. I don't know what accent that is. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. It's El Salvadorian. So just ignore it. Ignore the accent. I know y'all focused on the accent right now. Ignore the accent. It came out of nowhere. I don't know. Yeah, we'll take them. And then he was like, Marco was like, and what about, we got some criminals that we'd like to send you as well. And it costs us a little money to keep them. And if we could deport them to you, then you could take them. You could keep them for a little while. And then, we don't care. Just let them go. You can just let them go in El Salvador. They're not going to do anything in El Salvador. Then that way, you don't have to worry about them, and we don't have to worry about them. And the president of El Salvador said, we can do that. And then he came back and he told us what he told us. It was their suggestion from the beginning. And they're not just suggesting it as just an idea floating around out there, twin. If some of your people is caught up in some federal stuff and some of your people is in federal prison, Big Papa Pump or whatever the dude is, I don't know none of the gang members' names. Big Papa Pump from the gang is in a federal prison. They will deport his black ass to El Salvador. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Okay. You ain't gotta believe me. Telling you what they'll do. Telling you what they'll do. All right, the phone lines will be open in just a second. Phone lines will be open in just a second. Just updating. You can give me a call, 513-717-KING. It's 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. And you can talk about those topics as well as, anything else that you want to discuss. Let's go to the phones. Twin!
Put some respect on my name.
I'm not exactly sure how to do that.
What's up, player?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right, man. Watching this news on the flood thing and everything.
Well, what's on your mind?
You stunting on my name. That's what's on my mind. Did they send some, first of all, man, let's get to this Terrence Howard thing issue.
All right.
And don't you ever say that, man. Just say something else. Mix the stories up, because you saying that too zesty, man.
Saying what? I don't know what you're saying.
Were you talking about you suck it, and all that, man?
That's what. Look, hold on. Just so I'm clear, that is what the guy said that Diddy said to him in that lawsuit. Diddy told him if
I
he,
don't understand
if he
that,
suck
man. You
it
gotta
right,
change it to a
then
different
his
tune.
career would blow up. Well, you want me to change the words?
I mean, say, he want attention or something.
That's not
said
what
it.
he alleges that Diddy said. He alleges that Diddy said if you suck it right, then your
And
career will blow up.
Then you did you don't care, swinging your head around like a girl and sticking your tongue out like Michael Jordan. I'm like, the look, the face expression. I'm like, man, come on, man. The way you describing it. I'm like, hey, Emanuel, I hate to say it, man. Man, I don't know how to describe it, but, man, if you ain't talking about no business, what I'm going to sit here and look at you for? And everything. You ain't talking about nothing. You came on with, okay, you say you go help me with my coach, be a coach expert with, movies or acting, whatever the case may be. But you sitting there looking at me in my face, man, what's wrong with you? I got, I'm a chin check your ass. No, nigga, well, this ain't it. And no, I ain't about to come over and just see you staring me in my, man, come on, man. Let's do the act. You say you gonna help me out, but you staring at me, it's a problem. And I don't believe Terrence Howard, man. He's a suspect. Diddy probably did, slept on his chest or something, or did something.
What?
Man, I don't believe none of them, man. They did something for a favor, man.
Hold on, wait. I'm not. No, I don't understand the claim that you're making.
Man,
Terrence,
man.
Come on. I got to clarify it for me in my way because I'm slow. Terrence Howard says that the man had him come over and, was going to be his acting coach. And he says that and then some music. And then he wanted him to come back over.
Hey, man, you got 2 minutes, man, to express, to get it on. To say, well, if we ain't over here doing no business, you're not about to sit in my face and stare at me like that, man. I'm saying, your medicine wearing out, nigga, what's wrong with you? You all right? Let me check your pulse.
Now, I'm sure. Well, hold on. I believe Terrence Howard's story, but I believe it was a little bit of hyperbole in there, just a little bit. I doubt if they were just literally sitting across from each other, staring at each other. What was probably happening, and this is just me guessing, I could be 100% wrong, but what was probably happening was Terrence Howard was trying to maybe, he was asking him, what do you want to work on? So what do you want to do? Well, and then Diddy probably like, well, just tell me how to be a better actor. And he's just talking to him, and Diddy's not really responding. So there wasn't like just 2 minutes of silence staring into each other's eyes probably. But I think what Terrence Howard is saying is, I was trying to share information with him or trying to, get him to do something, but he wasn't doing anything. I did not get the appropriate response. So I don't think it was just a matter of you're just sitting there staring into my eyes.
Man, he probably did. He probably did what he did. No, I don't trust none of them Hollywood. They nasty, man. I don't trust them. They some nasty devils, man. I don't trust. He did him a favor. All of a sudden you want to tell. Well, that's on you. So each his own. Get back there.
Well, I mean, he's on the podcast and they're talking about different things and
man,
stories.
This world
come
done
up.
got soft. Everybody telling, man. It's crazy. You don't get what you deserve or what you want, man. I'm telling. Come on, man.
What's wrong with being honest out here?
Ain't no wrong with being honest, but
Right.
man, this sick-minded, man. Every time you look on a podcast or interview, breakfast club, everybody telling, man. Damn, ain't nothing safe no more.
You believe they should just be silent and just let stuff keep happening?
Man, it's like, I'll explain, and I ain't even gonna say it, man, because it don't make no sense to me.
What you're
I'll
saying
hold it
doesn't
for
make
another
sense
day.
to me. I don't understand.
I'll hold it for another day, man,
Okay.
because it's not adding up, man. It ain't
Okay.
adding up, man, the situation. It's not adding up to me.
That doesn't
Emmanuel.
make sense, but okay.
Emmanuel.
Yes.
Any niggas been sent to El Salvador?
Not yet. Not to my knowledge. Not yet to my knowledge.
Mark Rubio from where? Cuba?
From Florida.
Puerto
I
Rico.
believe his roots are Cuban. I believe.
Cubans and El Salvador's don't get along. And what Trump trying to do, I believe, is he trying to dig in too deep to get that damn cartel.
Hold on, wait. Where did you get the Cubans and Salvadorians don't get along?
They don't get along, man.
Who told you that?
They don't, man. I'm trying to tell you.
Who told
them
you that?
Them MS-13 and the Cubans, they do not get along.
Well, no rival gangs for the most part get along. That's a horrible generalization. The Cubans and Salvadorians don't get along. I'm sure
He's not gonna send a damn Mexican down there to them.
Yes.
Mark, Cubans is almost like what? Puerto Ricans?
They're Cubans.
Almost like Puerto Ricans, right?
They're Cubans. I don't even understand what that means. They're almost like Puerto Ricans.
They're Cubans. You want to understand? He wouldn't send a Mexican down there to El Salvador like that.
Yes.
No, he would.
Yes.
There's a difference, man.
Yes. He will send Mexicans to El Salvador. Yes.
I'm talking about somebody under Mark Rubio position in his cabinet. Say if it was a Mexican in his cabinet, he wouldn't send no Mexican to El Salvador.
I'm sure he would. Why
no, he would. You would have to reverse it, man.
What?
Just like Puerto Ricans and Puerto Ricans and Mexicans don't get along. And he trying to get, I think Trump, to my knowledge, I believe Trump trying to get to that, the big time drug cartel, the kingpin. To my knowledge, I think that's what he's trying to do. Trying to really stop that drug trade coming through. But you can't stop drugs from coming through, man.
He is not trying to stop drugs from coming
through.
Yes,
he is.
No, he's not.
What he doing then?
He's trying to deport people.
Any blacks he deported yet?
You asked me that
Big
early.
Punky Bookie or whatever you said.
You asked me. I don't know what's your gang leader's name that's in federal prison.
Larry Hoover.
Okay, so I just said Big Papa.
He's not gonna touch him.
Remember, when you find out that Larry Hoover is in El Salvador, then what?
He's not gonna touch him.
And how you figure that?
He's not gonna touch him.
How you figure that?
No, he wants somebody probably younger. He ain't gonna touch it. He ain't gonna touch him because in that case he can go after.
So you just came up with that just out of nowhere, based on nothing.
He's not gonna touch.
But you're saying that based on nothing.
Man, he'd rather see him die in jail, or whatever, which he's supposed to have been out of prison.
But you're saying that based on nothing.
He's not gonna touch him. I know.
Yeah,
I know he's not. He's not gonna touch.
Everybody, he's saying that based on nothing. But go ahead.
Okay, because you don't know.
Neither do you.
I know he ain't gonna touch him.
No,
I know that.
you don't know that. You just made that up completely.
Man, they rather see him die in prison than either send him to damn El Salvador. Come on, man.
He would still be in prison in El Salvador.
He wouldn't send him with the MS-13 gangs. I know that.
Okay, all right. You don't know
if
that.
If they really wanted to get rid of him, they send him down there. They'd definitely do something to Larry Hoover. Come on, man. They go keep him where he at, right there in Florence.
Okay.
Let him die up in there. God forbid I want him released, but hey, it seems like it ain't happening. They should have been pardoning him, but they ain't gonna send him to El Salvador. Okay. I don't believe that.
All right.
They not gonna do it. Any blacks
you didn't believe. You also didn't believe in Project 2025. So what you believe means very little.
Man, Project 2025, they just do it in a different language, man.
No, they're doing it in Project 2025 language.
This ain't nothing but a new world order under new management and generation. Steady and hanging, they doing
words.
It with the guns and all that. This ain't nothing but a new thing, man. You know it is.
No, I don't even know what you said. I don't even know what
But they hanging us in the
means.
court system and everything else, man. It's just under a new management. That's
the management that you put in.
But I think they go get it together, man. To be honest, on the real side.
Okay.
I think Trump go get it together. I hate to say it. He'll get it together, man. He just got y'all riled up and everything, but I think he go get it together, man.
All right.
To be honest.
All right.
You know.
What does that look like?
Huh?
What does that look like?
What look like?
You said you think he gonna get it together. What does that look like?
Hey, he going by his logo. He's standing on what he said, his principle. Hey, make America great, which I ain't never known it was great, but hey, it can get better if you do the right things. It can get better. That's why we just gotta fall back, man. Just fall back.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Oh, I know it don't make sense.
Okay.
What is it? The wicked. What was that? In that book, I want to say in Ephesians 6, the wicked stand in high places or something like that. So if you don't want, you let the wicked do the devilish stuff, pass out them checks or money or pass out anything, and that they let them do the wrong thing. Go with the wickedness and everything, and watch how you bounce back with them. So
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. That didn't make any sense.
Just I know it didn't, but just wait, though, man.
Okay.
Just wait till this summer. Give it about a couple of more months.
All
They
right.
already messed up already when they sent old boy over there to El Salvador. They knew they messed up and everything. Well, watch. He about to mess up, man. Yeah, stop, boy. Devil. Get over here, man.
I love the
Yeah.
loving way you talk to
Come
me.
on, son. Man, you doing too much, man.
All right. Hey, you
Good.
go on be a great dad. And we'll
He
holler at
said,
you
well,
later.
no, man, picked up the dang on vent cover.
The what?
The vent cover. I got to nail it down.
Oh, vent cover.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
Heat and all that.
Well, go ahead.
Come
Keep
on.
it outing. Have
Come
some
on.
fun. Have some fun with the boy, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, whatever. Bad man.
All right. All right. That was Twin. Dave Joan says, he ain't just starting being evil. Y'all must have forgot these history. Okay, come on, man. Make it make sense. White supremacy and racism been around a long time. Ain't just started. They just getting organized. That's all. And they got the right man in there this time. They've been waiting for this shot so they can come out the closet. They've been talking about this S forever. This ain't nothing new. No one said it was new. Or at least I didn't say it was new. I didn't suggest it was new. Oh, Dave also says, I had a passport since I was 16. I'm 65. I've already had a passport. I've always traveled, and hell yeah, I'm getting out of this M. All right, well, congratulations. My mouth ain't working right. Dave also says, Dave's active, and I appreciate it, Dave. Don't be fooled by the 3-card Molly trick. It ain't just Trump. Don't y'all want to put all that focus on him? Put the focus on the M that making him do that S. See, you falling for the M, for the mother F, these car Molly trick. Okay. I don't 100% know what that means, but you have a right to type it. And Yeshua Uriah Israel says, are we too focused on kicking at Trump that we can't see the opportunities we have, particularly with the stock market? Who's too focused on? I swear for the life of me, I don't understand people who think that because people see a problem, they can't see everything else. It's like saying, oh, you focused on the stock market, you don't see the other problems going on. You can do more than one thing at once. He goes on to say, general rule, when the market is down, buy. Don't worry about your Democratic group. This is a chance for you to be able to have more in drought. Remember the story of Joseph. He bought and stored up for 7 years. After those 7 years, they sold what they stored, and Egypt became the richest nation. I don't know what that has to do with them potentially deporting American citizens. I'm trying to think. I was talking about Trump making that deal with El Salvador, them deporting people to El Salvador, but the fact that they've already kind of put in place where they're going to deport American citizens to El Salvador. And in response, the response is not about that. Don't you know that you can buy some stocks right now? What does that have to do with that? We know buy low, sell high. We know that. It's not what we're talking about though right now. I'm sure that it was a tie-in. You didn't just say that to sound deep. So if you can share what the tie-in is, I would greatly appreciate it. CK.
While it's impossible to make a broad generalization about how any two groups of people are getting along, there's no evidence to suggest that Cubans and Salvadorians are inherently incompatible or that they have a history of conflict.
Well, but you know the Cubans is really just almost the same as Puerto Ricans.
Right. And you called him out on that. That was a great catch.
I didn't know
that was
what
a
that
great
meant.
catch. You didn't tell.
I didn't know what it meant.
Yes. Yes, you caught it, though. You was a great wide receiver. You did play football. I see you still got it. And you did catch that. I don't know what that means. You said they're Cuban. I don't know what that means. It was like an episode of Seinfeld. That's what makes your show entertaining, sir. You called them out on they're almost Puerto Ricans. What the F is that? Hey, and you called that monkey ass out on that Terrence Howard Puff Daddy situation. Didn't you call him out? You said, hold up, slow, hold your horses. Rewind, push play, bam. You exposed the lies the media was pushing, the agenda, maybe not the lies, the agenda they are pushing against one Sean Combs. This guy, Terrence Howard, get on here, sir. And the headline reads what you said, sir. But in actuality, that is what his, what was the publicist? That was his definition, right?
What?
The publicist is the one that insinuated Puffy wanted to have sexual relations with Terrence Howard, sir.
Okay.
But the media portrayed an image of Puffy trying to force himself on Howard, right?
Well, I think people are kind of misinterpreting what Terrence Howard is saying a little bit. But again, like I said earlier on, I'm not saying that probably, wasn't the case. But I don't know where you...
Of course that wasn't the case, sir. You heard the story. Listen, he took his insecurities, sir. He showed you the whole movie. He told you his insecurities when he went on his whole tirade, soliloquy about the homosexual actor. So his insecurities took that to mean that Diddy wanted to have sex with him when that was never said.
You're right. According to his story, Diddy never propositioned him. That I'll give you. However, I don't know where you are coming up with the idea that Diddy didn't do anything wrong, or, it don't even look like Diddy may have done anything wrong. I don't know where you're coming up with that.
Oh, sir, I hired you to be my acting coach.
Right, but that's just
something wrong. What's that?
I'm saying I understand your position on that specific situation, but
yes,
what
sir.
you're saying is just overall, Diddy hasn't done anything wrong, and I don't know how you come to that conclusion.
Sir, I have never made that statement in my entire life.
Yes, you did.
1976.
No, yes,
no,
you
I
did.
said he
You
will
did.
be. I said, okay, sir. I said he will be home. He will be acquitted.
No. That's not what you said. You said he didn't do anything wrong. You said he's
When
not
did I say
guilty.
this? In this phone call here?
No.
When was this statement made, sir? 'Cause I've
Earlier
never
today,
said-
at the beginning of towards the beginning of your call with Randall Wyatt on Wyatt Live, you said Diddy is not guilty and he didn't do anything wrong and he'll be coming home. You went on to talk about there's nothing wrong with having 1,000 bottles of baby oil. You said that he hadn't done anything wrong. You said it.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do stand by that statement, sir. But when I say nothing wrong, that is towards involving this case. I think he's innocent of the charges against him. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying he's just innocent, just an angel. No, I think he's, on the Lucifer side a little bit, but not in the. I don't think he's guilty of sexual deviancy. I mean, sexual crimes. Yeah, sexual crimes.
I'm certain.
There we go.
I'm fairly certain he's guilty of sexual crimes.
All right, there we go. Come with the facts. Hit me with it. Right there.
Well, I was reading and I had to say I don't remember all of the details. But I was reading that complaint that Cassie, that's her name, right?
Yes, sir.
That
yes,
Cassie
sir.
filed,
That's definitely.
that he settled. And there was some sexual deviance in there, like things that you really can't argue is not sexual deviance. And when it at least to my feeling, and this is my feeling, when you settle a case like that, you kind of agreeing that you did that stuff. Now, some people might say, no, you settled that stuff to make it go away. I don't think he settled it to make it go away. I think he settled it because he did what she said he did. And some of the stuff that she said he did was pure sexual deviance.
So the only proof you have of him committing crimes is Cassie's word.
And him settling that case, yes.
I think Cassie has a credibility problem, and I don't think her word will hold weight on the witness stand.
What do you perceive her credibility problem to be?
I think we have what's the word I'm looking for? Her motivation. Her motivation. It was I think it was motivated by money, greed, and a new boyfriend, the fitness trainer. And I think these can be testified to in court.
So then you might have a point. So then why did he settle?
Yes, I think the settlement was to a gone quiet mission gone bad. He should have settled on what is it? What is the word I'm looking for when nobody knows?
A non-disclosure?
Yes, sir. Yes,
No,
sir. There we go.
I believe she had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. But that don't take away the paperwork.
Right.
Yeah, no, man. I can say with a degree of certainty, though not factually, he did that stuff.
Okay,
He did all that freaky stuff that they talking about, which you're currently saying that he doesn't do.
Yeah. Now, fact check. I'm about to fact shoot you, and it's going to be a deep one, and you're going to have to. It's going to test your integrity.
Okay.
Do you feel the same way about the settlement of Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Oh, so you think his settlement is an admission of guilt?
Yes.
Fascinating, Livingston. You stood your ground.
Come on, man. Let's be honest about this. Michael Jackson literally bought some children. There was something messed up about that man.
So you really think he was sexual relation children?
I do.
I really don't believe that, sir. No.
I do.
No. I think he's more innocent than Diddy.
Okay.
So who would you, if you had to bet one paycheck, who would you think is like if you who is the most guilty of the two in your opinion?
I think they're both equally guilty.
You say they some pedophiles. So you said they two pedophiles. but they know how to make good music.
Okay.
Now, yeah, I cannot. Okay, being with Michael Jackson, we seen him raised on TV. We seen what type of person he was, what type of he was a great guy when he was alive, Livingston. And for you to just destroy his legacy, a living legend, you took him away from us, man, with this pedophile allegation, sir. That is false because he settled. And you using the settling to take a legend from us, man. He the best to ever do it.
I'm telling you.
Why would you do that?
I'm telling you what I believe. Now, again, I'm not saying any of this stuff I don't know any of this stuff to some factual certainty. I'm just sharing that I believe this based on, things that I see and, what I like to think is common sense, but I guess it's not really common sense, but, if you accuse me, and I ain't got no money, if you accuse me of touching a kid, you don't get no money to go away. I didn't touch no kid.
You're not
and
being freaking fair, man. You're not being fair, Livingston.
We fighting this out to the end. I didn't touch no kid. If you give me $50, then I'll stop saying that you touched the kid. I'm not giving you $50. I got $50, but I'm not giving you $50 because I didn't touch no kid. That ain't gonna be hanging around out there that I touched no kid.
I understand that. I understand what you're saying, sir, and it makes perfect sense. But you have to stop putting but just like you just said it, how you contradict what you opened up your show with? You said every man not going to react the same goddamn way. Now you're going against your own principles.
I'm not going against anything. I'm just telling you my opinion.
Okay. And since you stopped listening to R. Kelly, did you stop listening to Michael Jackson? Please don't tell me you stopped listening to Michael Jackson.
I have to admit, I didn't stop listening to Michael Jackson.
My man, I can take that one. But I will. It's going to take a long time, and I will hit you with facts, but I can prove, R. Kelly, we know he's guilty. He's guilty of sin. But I will prove the innocence of one Michael Jackson, the GOAT. He would never, and he loved white
Hold on,
people.
did you, now I know this is getting into the realm of slight ridiculous, but did you see that documentary, not even documentary, the interview with Michael Bashir where he was talking about sharing his bed with a kid? Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Did you see him?
I loved it. It was a great show.
Did you see him in that interview sitting there holding that kid's hand while that kid had his head on Michael Jackson's chest? Did you see that?
Yes, sir.
You tell me that's normal?
No, sir. It's not normal.
Okay.
It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. And Michael Jackson is not normal.
And just for the record, that's the kid that accused him of doing something to him.
And then backed off and said he was lying.
And then years old. Now, CK, I got nephews that I love, and when they was 13, I wasn't gonna be sitting there holding their hand with their head rested on my chest, talking about, oh, I love him. I share my bed with him. That's the most precious thing that you can do, is to share your bed with a kid. No, this is my nephew, and I love him, but I'm not sitting there holding his hand with his head rested on my chest. That's not going to happen. You 13.
Neither would I, sir. I'm 100% with you. We're talking about the GOAT, Michael Jackson. And stop equivalating. We got to stop equivocating ourselves to him. You're not him. You're a regular guy. This dude, 10 billion up. He don't know what to do. He can't read the literature. He just signing the documents.
He know. Michael Jackson wasn't no idiot. Michael Jackson wasn't no idiot. Michael Jackson ain't illiterate. Michael Jackson was a brilliant man in terms of business and the whole nine. He wasn't no dummy. So Michael Jackson knew what he was doing.
Hey, much love, man. Much love to the platform, man. I'm going to check you out, though. I'm going to check you out.
All right.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, CK. All right. That was CK. 513-717. Sorry, trying to type something. Y'all know I can't type and talk at the same time. 513-717-KING. That's 513-717-5464. Dave Joan says, Dave said something about he typed something and I didn't see it. No, I can't see all of the messages. There are a lot of messages going by, so I don't catch them all, but I try to glance over and, kind of look and try to read through as things are coming in. I do. Ronald says, Mike F them boys. Yeah, I think he did. Shelly.
Hey.
How you doing, Shelly?
I'm good. How are you?
Shelly, I'm doing good. Are we going to get along today?
I hope so.
Okay. What's on your mind?
So I was going to comment on the whole Diddy thing and the whole settling.
All right.
Okay, so as far as I understand, the federal court case is not open to the public, right? But it would have went to court with what's-her-face. It would have been public.
I'm
right?
not sure that that's true.
I just like the Mangione's in the same jail, and his case isn't open to the public. So I'm just thinking that's one avenue to take. But sometimes settling, like in the Michael Jackson case, if the parents just wanted money, like here, just take the money and go, bruh.
Well, Shelly, let me say this first. I'm not sure that it's true. I don't know exactly what you mean open to the public. Like you can go in and you can look, you can read. Actually, I believe on the air, I read the indictment, Diddy's indictment. It's public record. You can get it. You can read it. So it's not some secret anything.
And the trial. I'm saying I don't think the trial is open to the public when it's a federal trial.
No, I'm fairly certain it is. Yes.
Okay.
It won't be televised, but it's open to the public.
Well, okay, because that's not my understanding. But you know what gets me is nobody ever asks where do the kids come from. You know that? You notice that?
I don't understand the question.
Okay, well, obviously there was things going on with the children. I mean, Ghislaine Maxwell went to jail for, trafficking children. Diddy's being charged with trafficking children. Nobody ever asked, where did the children come from?
Again, I don't understand. What do you mean, where did the children come from? What do you mean?
All these people that are being charged, which it's happened locally, it's happening across the country with sheriffs and whoever else. Nobody ever asked where are the victims from, right? We know that there's child trafficking. We know people have been charged and convicted, but we never hear about where the children come from.
I think I must be having I'm having some sort of a block here. When you say where did they come from, we know that they have parents. We know, typically where they live. We know where they come from. I don't understand when you say where did they come from, what are you mean geographically, where did they come from? You mean biologically, where did they come from? What do you mean?
They're not going out to the corners and buying kids off the corners. I mean, what I'm saying is 80% of the children that are trafficked come out of foster care. In foster care,
I think you just made that number up.
No, I didn't.
I think you did.
I promise I didn't.
Where'd you get it from?
Well, I got it from the government statistical sites.
Where?
That's why Pam Bondi's not going after Epstein, because she was the AG in Florida.
You're trying to dance around the question. Yeah, you made it up. It might be true, but you did make it up.
It's true, I
but
promise.
let's deal with the perception that a lot of children who are trafficked come out of foster care. Okay, and you're saying that to say what?
I'm saying because people need to start asking where did the children come from, and you say where are the parents? They're blocked. When a child goes into foster care, they're free game.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have children in foster care?
No.
Have you had children in foster care?
Well, I have a special needs child, so I'm very familiar with the system. I mean, I'm curious. You know what made me look into that? You want to know the truth?
I would love to know the truth.
Years ago, on the side of the highway, there was a billboard that said Ohio was the 4th in the nation for child trafficking. And I thought, well, that's odd for Ohio to be 4th in the nation for trafficking. So I started looking into it.
And
there's a lot of money attached to them. There's a lot of immunity going on. There's a lot of shady shit, even locally. Like that couple that was in Claremont County that had those special needs kids that they were raping and molesting and selling onto the pornography sites. Remember that?
I don't remember them selling kids onto pornography sites. No, I don't.
Yeah, they were kept as prisoners of war in Claremont County.
I don't know that they would have been prisoners of war, but if they kept them prisoners, that's bad.
Yeah, in the basement of their house, and they were selling them online and raping them and stuff. And they were a transvestite couple. The wife's name was Matthew.
Okay, I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true, that particular case. I just don't remember the details.
It went on for 5 years. The kids were like, the school reported it. They went to Children's with bruises and all kinds of crazy stuff. But because they were foster kids, nobody's going to do anything about it. They didn't do nothing about it until they sent the cell phone of the parents to the Department of Homeland Security, and then something happened.
Again, I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember the case. And the idea that if a child goes into foster care, nobody cares about them. Nobody follows up with them. Nobody takes reports serious. Nobody investigates crimes against them. I don't believe that to be the case. I know some good people who work in social services who they get really emotionally wrapped up in trying to take care of these young people in foster care. So I'm not completely discounting that some horrible things happen to children who happen to be in foster care, but I don't think it's because people don't care about children in foster care.
Well, a lot of them don't. That's why, it's not even about Epstein. It's about the children, and they all have a bounty on their head. If they go missing in foster care, the check's still coming in if they're not reported missing. To report a child missing from foster care compared to a regular child is a completely different game. But as far as the prosecutor on that Claremont County case, guess who it was? John Tucliff. He was also the prosecutor on the Weatherman when his son, Steve Riley, when his son beat them old people up. Remember that?
I remember Steve Riley beating those people up. Or Steve
and John
Riley's
Tucliff
son.
That case too.
But that happened in Hamilton County.
He's the prosecutor for Claremont County and Hamilton County. How's that not double dipping?
You're saying he's an assistant prosecutor in Hamilton County?
And Claremont County, yes, sir. He was also the one that was on Melissa Powers' case where he said that she was not guilty of fudging juvenile court reports.
Okay.
Right, so they're all in on it.
Again, I think that's a leap. That it's fine for you to take that leap. I'm not prepared to take that leap. And in all honesty, I don't know. Apparently you have some, I believe you have some bone to pick with the foster care system.
Well,
So it would be something that you would definitely follow closer than I follow. So some of your information could easily be correct, while I'm certain some of your information, like the 80% number, I'm fairly certain that you just made that up. But it doesn't mean that it's not a high percentage of young people or people in foster care who may in some way be in the child trafficking system. But I don't have all the information that you may or may not have.
Okay, well, hold on a second, because first of all, what I do is I follow the money no matter what it is. I could tell you about Veteran Services only serving 8 veterans with their $1,500 million budget, only helping 8 people. I could tell you that Mercy gave Steve
I'm fairly certain that's not true either.
Yeah, it is.
I'm fairly certain it's not.
And then you know what happens to the unused funds that we pay into the county? It goes into the general fund, and then we never see it again. I'm just about following the money.
Okay, again, I'm fairly certain that that's not true, that the Veteran Services has only helped, are you saying 8 people a year?
In 2023, yeah, they helped 8 people.
So in 2023, they only helped. See, you have to understand what you're saying. Veteran Services only helped. That means no other veterans who went there got any level of assistance. None. 0. That's just not true.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You don't have to believe me. I mean, it's all public information. But I was just commenting about the whole Diddy thing. That was just one reason I think maybe he might have settled, just to avoid another like Johnny Depp's situation where the public could come in and watch, and to like say like where are the kids coming from? They're coming from somewhere.
They're coming from probably everywhere.
Yeah, like I mean Hamilton County, we got Guatemalan kids here in the system. I mean it's a mess. It's a mess. That's all I'm saying. Now, was I right or was I not right about the whole Nazi situation?
What did you say about the Nazi situation?
That watch, the police are going to start patrolling more, and they're going to start cracking down on the locals more, and that's what they're doing.
I can't say that I remember you saying that. That doesn't mean you didn't say it. And what police do you perceive are patrolling more and cracking down more?
Was it Laughlin or Lincoln Heights?
In Lincoln Heights.
Right, Lincoln Heights. So what they did was to answer the cries of the public was to give more patrols into that neighborhood. The Nazis are gone, so they're patrolling the locals is what they're doing.
Well, I mean, of course you're gonna. Anytime you have had a problem in an area that doesn't take any great insight to say, oh, they just had a problem with Nazis in that area, and even on top of that, they had someone driving around throwing out pamphlets and stuff in that area. They might patrol a little more. That doesn't take any special insight.
Yeah, but who are they patrolling? They're patrolling the locals. That's who
They're patrolling the neighborhood, yes.
The locals.
Okay.
That's not cool. But that's all right. We can disagree, but
I don't know that we disagree. I just think what you're saying, like, that doesn't, like I said, it doesn't take any special insight to say that they might patrol a little more. That's not, everybody knew that.
Well, isn't that the last thing we want? Is more police?
Not necessarily, no.
Oh, well, okay then. I didn't know you were looking like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think people, for the most part, people are not anti-police. People are anti-bad police. If police are driving through my neighborhood, actually stopping crimes from happening, and making my neighborhood safe, I think everybody is for that. But a lot of times that's not what we see when police patrol our neighborhoods. So, but if the police are in Lincoln Heights, patrolling, looking for crime and making the neighborhood safe, I don't think that the people will actually mind that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you say so.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
Did we get along today pretty good?
Yeah, we got along pretty good. You gave out what I think might be some bad information, but other than that, we got along good.
Progress. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
All right. That was Shelly. I'm not saying that she gave bad information. Her information may have been correct. I don't know that I think that it is. But I don't have the information. Brent.
It's been a minute, Emanuel. How have you been?
I've been good. How about you?
Oh, I'm all right. First, starting off with Shelly, when she paused, when you asked her about the foster care system, maybe that's the reason why we haven't heard from Sheriff in a while.
From who?
From Sheriff, her son. You remember Sheriff? He has special needs.
I remember that she has I didn't remember his name.
Yes, his name was Sheriff. Yeah, that's creativity there, but yeah. Oh man. And the reason why you're not understanding, who was I think it was Davy Jones or Ron Dooley, or maybe he's related to him. Maybe you're just simply trying to understand. And for these types, you have to overstand.
You do
and
have
until
to overstand.
You have to overstand, and if I'm still stuck in the understand stage too. So maybe one day, both of us will be enlightened to where we can be in that nirvana, be in that nexus to where we can overstand, and we will be making all of the right moves and be able to walk and chew bubble gum at the same time. So.
Yes.
So yeah. Let's see. Next thing. Yes, there is a way that you can say "I love you" to a brother. and it won't be gay or anything like that. But if you start licking your lips like LL Cool J and say I love you, hell no, hell no, no, no. One of us got to move.
There's a way to do it. There is.
There is a way to do it. Oh my goodness. But let's see here. Oh, it's Lincoln. Well, maybe you don't know. It's Lincoln's birthday coming up, and he has the Sunday soul, not the Sunday soul, the Classic Soul Day Party. I assume that you won't be in attendance.
I will not.
Okay, but what you should do is make a hoodie, give it to say someone like Yo or Dave or even Alethea, and have her take it up there, say the gift is from her, so Lincoln will wear that on one of the shows on the Facebook Live. So that way you can indirectly give him a gift. Because I know you still like him and everything, and But if it directly came from you,
I would not, even if I was still like super cool with him, I wouldn't give him a gift. But I don't have a problem with Lincoln wear.
Oh man, but that would be. I could just see him right now turning bright cherry red, and he shouldn't be able to turn that color. But if he found out that he was actually wearing the shirt that you and Lil Baby had created, oh my goodness, that would be. Now that would be good radio. That would be good Facebook Live content instead of placating racists and everything. So
yes, he would. That would upset him.
But yeah, let's see. All right. Okay, well, yeah, it's been a minute. I've tried to catch up. I've been busy at work and on the home front and everything, but it's time for the wrestling report, LaDonna. I know you've missed it the past couple of weeks, and we'll start with AEW.
We're coming up on WrestleMania.
Yes, we are coming up on WrestleMania, but we're going to start with AEW first. We'll loop back to WWE. But AEW had a pay-per-view called, I think it was Dynasty.
Okay.
And a couple of matches of note is that you had a 6-man tag team title match to where you had FTR. I forgot what they were called over in WWE. And also Edge, Adam Copeland. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, they lost again, and there was some friction. There's already been friction with the bald-headed one with the mustache. But both of them wind up turning on Edge, and they did the classic spike pile driver on the chair. So they turned into Tully and Arn Anderson.
Yes.
And even did the concerto, which even though they're missing, man, I bet they can't hear for a few days after that at least from that shot. Let's see, what else happened there? Oh, they had a triple threat match for the international championship, because they got like 50 titles. Just amazing how many titles.
Which, by the way, I don't have a problem with. When you think back to old NWA, and I'm talking basically just Jim Crockett Promotions, how many titles they had?
Western States champion, the national. Yeah, you had a bunch of titles. Yes, you did. Even in WWE right now, you do have a bunch of titles.
Yeah. They just don't manage the stories and all of that stuff very well. But there's nothing wrong with having that many titles.
Yes. Yeah. You're right. But Kenny Omega, Ricochet, which he makes a hilarious sniveling heel, that can do all the acrobatic moves. And this new dude that I hadn't seen before named Speedball Mike Bailey. And when I think of Speedball, I'm like, is this Joker, doing drugs? Why is he Speedball? But he used to be, my son told me he used to be in TNA, but he's really good. He does all the moves. He does this move like a moonsault into instead of doing a foot stomp, he does knees. He likes using his knees for some reason. And he has a mullet. I think he needs to change up the mullet and, get something a little more modern unless he's going to go all in 90s, late 80s, early 90s. But that was a very entertaining match and good match. So if you check that one, if you go back and check out any matches, definitely check that one out.
All right.
And the last one is, who was it? I missed most of the match, but it was for the heavyweight title, Jon Moxley versus Swerve. And what happened at the end looks like Swerve is about to win, lights go out, and then it's the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Both of them have the arm, and they do the the BTE trigger, and wound up with it, which they kill me with these endings for some of these matches. It's almost like Dusty Rhodes is doing right, and he crossed the River Jordan at least a decade ago. So they have good matches, and then they screw it up at the end. It's like, oh, come on, guys. But overall good. But what you were alluding to with WrestleMania coming up in a couple of weeks, and did your brother get you tickets to WrestleMania out in Vegas?
He did not. He's slipping.
Oh yeah, he still has to make up for him not getting you those tickets for what was an Indy
That's
Royal
right.
Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and since y'all grew up in the church and preach for that and everything, shame still works to a certain extent. So I will continue to help you shame him and to get you tickets to some event. So, let's see. CM Punk revealed his favor to the Wise Man and to what's his name, the Tribal Chief.
Yes.
And once again, Paul Heyman,
he deserves an Emmy. I'm telling you, he deserves an Emmy.
They need to be in the same category with, say, like the soap operas for the daytime Emmys and everything, because he goes all out, because he started crying and said, "No, my Tribal Chief," and it's just so hilarious how he gets into those roles and just sells it. So he definitely, he did it back when during the NWA days and Mid-South. So
Johnny Dangerous.
So he did a great job there. Kevin Steen is out, so he's not going to be able to go up against Randy Orton. So we'll see what they wound up doing.
Yeah, they got to figure something out.
Yep. Did you see the debut of Rey Fenix?
I did not. I missed it. But again, I'm not a luchador fan. I don't like all that flippy dippy stuff. So I'm not a big fan of the luchadors.
Yeah. Well, when luchadors come in, and really anyone from the Indies, they water down their moveset. And normally he would run across the top rope for like 3/4 and then jump off. Triple H ain't letting him do that, or at least not letting him do it yet.
Yeah.
Same thing with his brother, Pentagon.
Yeah.
So yeah, but and then the last thing I wanted to hit on, even though I know people want me to continue to go on for another 30 or 40 minutes.
They're saying it on the chat.
Yes, yeah, the triple threat for the women's title. So you got Bianca, you got Rhea, and you got the one Japanese lady who I always forget her name.
Io Sky.
Yeah, and ladies in the chat, see, this is where we need your help. So you need to be able to contact her, hit her, slide in her DMs and let her know that if you're going to wear all that makeup, please make your face tone match your body tone. Because she was like 3 shades lighter in the face. And it's like, oh, come on. But I think that's all I wanted to hit on. They're doing a bunch of triple threats and, 4-way matches. And, hey, if it gets more people paychecks, I'm all for it. They need to go to the pay window. They got bills too.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I think that, and when people get this money for these cases that they settle out of court, just because they get money don't mean stuff didn't happen. It's just a form of reparations in a different way. Just like if they went to trial and they would have got a settlement, they went to civil, they'd have got a settlement there. So stop thinking that people, just because people got money, that they didn't, what they accuse the person of, they didn't do. The person who has that money, they want to sign the NDA because they know what they did was foul.
Right.
And that's why they don't like letting people out of them NDAs.
That's right. And they don't want people out here telling people what they did.
Yep. And the same thing with Bill Cosby. Same thing there. He didn't want that getting out, even though the DA let all that his testimony out. He didn't want it out because it was foul. And ultimately it was that DA that screwed it up. Screwed up the case, and that Bill Cosby got out. But yeah, Bill Cosby did do that. But he learned it from Hugh Hefner and hanging out the Playboy Mansion, because they got down with the Quaaludes. That was well known. But Bill forgot that he was just he's still a black man, and when you step out of line, they gonna chin check you, and it ain't gonna be pretty.
All right.
But that's all I got.
Brent, That's all I need.
You
I
have a
appreciate
good
I
one.
appreciate your call.
Oh.
All right, that was Brent. 513-717 King. 513-717-5464. Had to look up at the time. It's about time for me to be getting out of here. It's about time for me to be getting out of here. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. Hold on. I saw Twin said something. He tired of me saying I don't understand something or I don't know. Twin, look, this is a lesson that you can learn. There's nothing wrong with, if you don't know something, saying you don't know. You don't have to have a story for everything, like literally everything. I got a story that happened to me. You don't have to. Sometimes you can just, I don't have a story for that. I don't know. I've never experienced anything like that. If someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, you don't have to just make up an answer. You can say, I don't know. There's no shame in admitting that you don't know that you don't know. None. You making a habit and excuse saying that. No, if I say I don't know, it's probably because I don't know. Like when she kept saying, where are the kids coming from? Shelly, I'm talking about. Shelly kept saying, nobody's asking, where are the kids coming from? What does she mean? She mean, did this kid come from Texas? She mean, did this kid come from this parent? Does she mean, what did she mean? That's what I was asking. People always are asking, where did the kids come from? Where are the, you know what I'm saying? Let's just take Michael Jackson, for example. That little kid that was holding his hand, laying his head on Michael Jackson's chest. Everybody was wondering, where's the parents? Where did that kid come from? Everybody had that question. R. Kelly situation. Everybody was asking, where did those people come from that he just so-called keeping captive in his house? Where did they come from? Where is he getting these victims? Everybody was asking. So I didn't understand what she meant when she was asking. I wasn't trying to be funny. I wasn't trying to make excuses. I didn't understand what she meant. When you say Cubans is, what did you say? They almost Puerto Rican or something like that? I don't know what that means. Cubans are Cubans, Puerto Ricans are Puerto Ricans. What does that mean, Cubans are almost Puerto Ricans? What does that mean? I'm not trying to be funny when I say I don't know what that means. I genuinely don't know what that means. When you tell me, Mexicans and people from El Salvador don't get along. Well, the reason I can say that's not true. Now maybe, again, if you're talking rival gangs, I would imagine rival gangs don't get along. I worked at a factory where we had Guatemalans that worked there. We had Puerto Ricans that worked there. We had Mexicans that worked there. We had Cubans that worked there. We had everybody. And everybody got along. Nobody was rumbling. I didn't get off work not one time. And the Cuban and the Puerto Rican was in the parking lot fighting. Everybody got along. So to just say something as nonsensical as, El Salvadorians was there too. Don't ask me how I know, but I know. I'm not just guessing. I know. No, actually, I'll tell you how I know. The little baby, my granddaughter, her father is the son of a lady that I knew that worked at the meatpacking plant. She's from El Salvador. She don't speak English. She's from El Salvador. She worked there with Mexicans. Rico. And they was cool. They would be talking. I'd be like, I don't know what y'all saying, but they was talking. They wasn't threatening each other. So that's what I'm saying when you say stuff like people from El Salvador and Mexico don't get along. That's not true. So I'm not saying it like I'm really trying to not say that you don't know what the F you talking about. But I'm trying to soften it. Don't get caught up in twins' dumbery. Intellectual thinking, bro. But he wasn't the only one who said it. Dominique also said it. Like, I remember reading it, and she also said it's true and named some different nationalities and said they don't get along. That's not necessarily true. Again, sure, if you're in rival gangs, there's a good chance you're not gonna get along with the rival gang person. But yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with saying you don't know something that you don't know. Just for future reference, in case, you're ever in a situation where you don't know something and people are asking you, just say, I don't know. And everything will be cool. Why do you pick and choose what to believe when Trump says something? You believe whatever fits your narrative and in fact shatters your credibility. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Says laughing at my comment, but he won't address it is what's funny. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What? Give me an example. Give me an example of what you're talking about, where I believe something that Trump said, but not something different or, another thing. But in all honesty, that is a thing. We all know that sometimes liars tell the truth. That's why I hate when people be like, the devil is a liar. I be like, but sometimes he tell the truth. And you have to know the truth or have a good idea, be a good reader of people to tell when they lying and when they telling the truth. So give me an example. Daryl says that's Ron D too. I'm not going to say that. I don't know if that is or if that's not. But give me an example. But yeah. Trump says that he grabs women by the vagina. I believe that. Why? Because it tracks with who he is. It tracks with what we see, with his personality. It tracks. It all makes sense. It makes sense that that creepy dude would grab women by the vagina. It tracks. So why you believe that, but you don't believe him when he say that he didn't suggest the deporting people to El Salvador? Because the other one don't track. Caller.
Emanuel.
Yes.
What's up, man? This is Ken.
Hey, what's up, Ken?
Not much. I want to chime in right quick on something you made a point about.
All right.
When it comes to certain things in the black community, you can come back from. But then there's those other things you can never come back from. You can come back from drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
We will accept you back.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to them kids and being on that funny gay shit, you can't return from that. Period.
I don't know if that's true.
I'll give you an example. That sound bite you used to use when that one guy used to come on there talking about, I ain't gay no more. I'm all this. It's in the church or something. It was a little sound bite y'all used to always play to make fun of certain situations.
I'm not gay no more.
That. You can't return from that, man.
Of course
Once you cross over, we ain't accepting your ass no more, man.
Ken, you're wrong. He became quite famous after that. Don't you remember?
Hold on, wait a minute. That's another point. Like I was saying, some things you can and cannot come back. When Tupac got shot 5 times, his record sales went through the roof. Them guys that get pulled over with guns, weed, all that stuff in the car, their personality, their character in the black community, it becomes even greater. But you cannot come back from that gay stuff, or you can't be touching kids and expect us to accept you back. Now, it may be some few people that may, accept you and all that, but the masses of blacks, the majority of blacks, hell no. Even your callers are even talking about that. It's just not going to happen, man.
But let me, and believe it or not, Twin makes a great point. Donnie McClurkin has come out and admitted that, he's been gay. People love Donnie McClurkin.
He ain't accepted by me.
He's accepted
so
by
I don't care what other
number
people
of black people.
I'm just saying, he's probably gonna keep a pretty chunk, a large chunk of his fan base, but I guarantee you he lost a lot. And then the ones that probably with him kind of feel, like, I don't know, man, they're going to be looking at it kind of funny.
He said...
But that drinking, drinking and that drugging, you can come back from.
No, I'm telling you, I think you're right to a certain extent. There's a certain group of black people who won't accept you. But if you like, look, I done lived a gay lifestyle, whatever, and I changed or whatever. Black people are very forgiving. Very forgiving.
We are. But those are the two things that we stand fast on not forgiving. I'm telling you, man, we don't go there. You can go out here and take your car, man, and go drive it 100 miles an hour, get pulled over, have a 6-pack of beer, and get out the car drunk, and guess what? Oh, man, that's just an incident. We ain't worried about that. He's still cool with me. I ain't worried about that shit happening. Same way with the weed. But get caught with something you ain't supposed to be having in that car, like another dude. Or you got some kids up in there doing things you ain't got no business doing with.
Look, I'm going to tell you, I don't think that people should give people necessarily a second chance who, harm children or whatever. But I'm telling you that it happens. There are people who...
Oh, yes, there is a percentage of people that will. But I'm saying a large base of a large... What I want to say is a large chunk of us, for lack of a better term, will not allow you to. Even remember Marion Barry up there in D.C. got caught with the crack and the prostitute? He came back and then won the mayor, second term of mayor. You come back from it. You remember that?
I know.
Marion Barry,
he
was the D.C. mayor back in the day. They put a sting on it, busted.
But again, there are probably hundreds of thousands of people who still rock with, as Jerica just said, R. Kelly. He's been.
I'm not saying that everybody everybody turn their back on. There's going to be a percentage that will stay with it. I know that.
So then that kind of disproves what you're saying. I keep trying to make the concession that
you're going on percentages. I'm not saying. You're saying. I'm not saying literally. That's what I'm trying to say. Not literally. Every single human being is going to be deny him. No, there will be some people. He's got his family. He's got his children. You know, they ain't going nowhere.
And other
you
people,
got family
other
members
fans.
that's been in trouble before. You ain't turning your back on them. So have I. So I'm just saying, not literally everybody, but there are those, and I believe there's a chunk of us that just won't go there, man.
I agree. There is a chunk of us. I agree with you there. Yes.
And you know, I just wanted to put that out there.
Okay.
And touch base with you. I know you said this to another guy that you getting an influx of texts, emails, or whatever you want to call them, so you couldn't read them all. So I said, let me call them while I got time.
I appreciate it. I appreciate the interaction.
Okay, man.
Ken.
All right.
All right. Have a good one. All right. That was Ken from, I think, Virginia by way of Cincinnati. Ain't that the way you say it? He's from Virginia by way of Cincinnati. So, okay. Tanika says, when was this, man? I recall Donnie McClurkin saying he struggled with his sexuality in the past, but he's living as a heterosexual now. Right, but he technically used to be gay. And he was saying that if there's some homosexuality, people won't get past that. And I'm saying they will. People will get past it. People will say he used to be gay, but he's not gay anymore. Hold on. But Big Bill, whatever, he sent in, because I asked him for an example of something that I would not believe. And he did send in an answer. Hold on a second, Blade. Hold on. Because Big Bill sent in an answer. He says, you believe Trump will send, he means black people, to El Salvador, but didn't believe he would end the war day one. That's only because I got sense. No sensible, reasonable thinking person thought he was coming in office and the Ukraine-Russia war was going to be over on day one. No reasonable, sensible person believed that. So, yes, there are certain things that he says that I believe. They're usually his admissions of things that our eyes, evidence show us are true. Like he grabs women by the vagina. Yes, we believe that. The fact that he will send black people to El Salvador. Yes, I believed it even when the administration was saying that it was never his suggestion. I knew it was his suggestion. So when he comes out and says, I suggested it, yes, I believe it, because it was something that I already knew to be true. Just what we used to call them context clues. Look at his life, and in the context of his life, judge the statements that he makes. And it's just reasonable. No, he's not going to end that war on day one. And it's reasonable that he suggested sending American citizens, deporting them to El Salvador. Those two things are just reasonable. That's it. Blade.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
It's going good. How's it going with you?
Pretty good. Hey, man. What Twin was talking about, he was talking about gang affiliated.
Well, that was what I said. I mean, yes, rival gangs typically don't get along. I don't even know that you need to like put anything else on it. Like that'd be like saying, well, black people and Mexicans don't get along. Well, why you say that? Because the Mexican gang be battling with the black gang.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but I mean, Twin likes to ramble. So, I understand what he was talking about. Hey, man, another thing. Dealing with the church, should no gay man that struggle with his sexuality like this should be standing and preaching in the pulpit, just like your boy Tony. There is no such thing as a homosexual preacher. And I don't know why the church put up with that, especially, Tony, the one guy you talking about, and all them cats that struggle with that, ain't married, but they sleeping around with each other. Why is the church putting up with that, and why is people following it?
Well, look, I've never struggled with homosexuality, okay? So I don't 100% understand what that means. But if it means when I was younger, I considered homosexuality, but then I came to the conclusion that that ain't no life, so I don't want to be no homosexual. And you've changed. You no longer, want to sleep with men, think about sleeping with men or whatever. Then what's wrong with that? I don't have anything against a man who doesn't want to sleep with men.
Once again, should no guy that is a homosexual should be up in the pulpit preaching and people following them, especially when these cats don't have no desire for women. What kind of leader is that?
I don't know who may or may not be gay. I can't say. And I'll be honest, unless you're like openly, flamingly gay.
And then
how would I know?
And then you got pastors, dudes that married up in the pulpit, and they got a congregation, and these cats talking about, this is my husband.
Yeah,
what the hell is going on with the church? And then you got people following these cats talking about it's all right. Where in the Bible where they say a dude can marry a dude, where it says, dude is my husband? Where is that at in the Bible, man?
Look, I can't defend that, at least in my mind anyway, at all. So I agree. I wouldn't go to a church. I don't even think that I would run sound for a church with a pastor who was married to a man. I think I would just have to say, look, I appreciate, the opportunity to make a little bit of money, but I can't be a part of that. I can't disagree with you on that.
And then you got gay gangs are taking over cities. You got homosexual gangs that are actually running streets now, pulling up on people and running dope and acting like they the Crips and the Bloods, but it's homosexual gangs.
Hold on, are you making that up?
No, I'm not.
What makes them a gay gang?
Because they say they all gay.
I feel like you might be making that up.
I'm not making it up. You can go when you get off on the phone. You can pull up gay gangs, and in your computer will light up with these cats. The gay. They gangs running up, selling dope, and beating people up. And then, you know how you say you can be somewhere and you can stare at a person and tell whatever? You got cats on your on these Facebook feeds, they got gay tendencies.
I'm still stuck on the gay gangs. I feel like you making that up. But are these organized gangs? How do you know that there's a gay gang?
Just go on Facebook and you go through the feeds. You can see them. They are organized gay gangs, especially in Washington D.C., Chicago, and even in the Midwest now. I'm pretty sure you got a gay gang down there.
I'm not. Okay, if you say so. I don't know. How would you know? How would you know it was a gay? I'm not saying it's not true.
Go on Facebook.
There may be gay people in gangs, but gay gangs?
These are gay gangs. It's a documentary of the cat had the gay gang in Washington D.C. where he followed them around for months and months, and they was telling him their lifestyle, this and that, whatever. Well, that gay gang from Washington D.C. has spread it all through America.
Okay. And they just do regular gang stuff. They just happen to be gay.
I don't know what the hell they do. This is the gay gang. Just like the Baphomet, just like homosexuals that took over the church.
Okay. If
You know
say
that. You know that.
I'll
Hey.
take your word for it for now. I will have to do a little bit of research on
You
it.
know-
I don't know how
Hey.
you would know that they was they doing the drive by, and while they're shooting, they're saying pew pew pew. How would you know that they're a gay gang?
They tell you on the documentary.
I don't know. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying I would have to see it. Because I know people use the term gang a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a group of people, like them 5 boys that got out the car twerking. Or a gang of young people. Like, are they a gang just because they jumped out the car and started twerking?
Well, that was the title, gay gang. So maybe they were just using that. I don't know, whatever. But the documentary, it shows you these cats. The documentary, the gay gang, how they started in Washington D.C. because most of them homeless and they wasn't accepted by society, and they just started hanging together.
I'll look into it. I never heard of the gay gangs.
And just like that little thing you going to, they zesty too.
What thing?
The musical things. Majority of them choir directors and stuff.
There is some degree of homosexuality. Sure, yeah.
Man, they have taken over the church. Only thing you see in the church now is women.
Hold on, let me say
boys.
there's some degree of femininity because I don't follow them dudes home to know what they doing. So everybody that's effeminate ain't necessarily gay, even though I think they probably are. But I can't say with 100% certainty. So I'll say femininity.
Well, you can use that term, but it's like Terrence Howard says, them cats like P. Diddy, they funny, man. They zesty.
Okay.
What man you know is, with the word that you said, what man you know is effeminate? I don't understand.
Huh?
What man you know act whatever you said? What man you know that is like that? A real man?
Well, I don't know if they're, quote, a real man. And I'm assuming by real man, you mean not gay. I don't know if they're a, quote, real man or not. I just know they're feminine. But again, because I don't follow them home, I do assume that they're gay, but they may not be. They may just be effeminate.
What real man you know is effeminate?
I don't know because I don't know what they do. What makes one gay?
Okay.
What makes a person gay?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I would say my definition of a gay man is a man who's sexually attracted to other men. Now, just because you're effeminate and flamboyant doesn't necessarily mean you're sexually attracted to other men. I assume that if you're really effeminate and flamboyant, that you're sexually attracted to other men. But I don't know. Again, I don't follow them dudes home like, who he sleeping with. So that's just my assumption.
I mean, I understand you ad-libbing a lot. Now, you don't got to follow them home, but what real man is effeminate? I don't understand that. I'm confused.
I guess it all depends on how you're defining what a real man is.
I'm just saying, what man you know is effeminate that is say they a man?
That's what, I don't know. That's the point I'm making is that how would I know if they are actually gay unless they say they're gay?
I mean, to each his own, but
let me tell you this. I know some effeminate men that I assumed was gay, but they got the baddest wife. And who am I to tell them that they're gay when they got a bad wife and kids and raising their kids and, living their life and doing whatever it is that they doing? I never seen him have sex with no man. Just because he's effeminate don't necessarily mean that he gay. Now, I assume he's an undercover gay dude who's using that badass woman to cover up the fact that he gay so that he can keep being gay on the side, but people not think he gay, even though you're clearly exceptionally effeminate. But who am I to say with 100% certainty?
Yeah, I understand, man. But nowadays it's hard to find a church without all them cats running and controlling the church.
Well, I don't know that that's true, but okay.
Every other church, majority of the choir gay, and the choir director's gay.
I don't know that either. I know a number of churches that don't have gay choir directors or effeminate men in the choir.
Okay then, man. Good conversation.
All right.
Peace out.
All right. Have a great day. All right. That was Blade. I'm just being honest. I know of choirs that don't have a gay choir director. It's true. So, and again, it kind of goes to what I was talking about earlier in the show. Like these women who marry these really effeminate men. I don't understand it. But it happens. Shelly?
Hey, I'm going to let you in on something.
What? But you already called, right?
I know, right? But then he had to talk about gay priests, so now I had to call back.
What? Call tomorrow.
Well, okay, real quick. I worked at the convent, and yeah, there were gay priests.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I'm not saying there aren't gay priests. I never said they wasn't. Scott says, to my knowledge, we do not have any gay people attending our church. All right. Okay, I don't think I can make that same claim. I really do feel like every church that I've ever been to, there was at least one really effeminate, kind of over the top ish male who I believe is probably gay. Literally every church that I can think of that I've ever gone to. I think, okay, I might be stretching that a little bit. Because when I went to church, and there was one church I went to in Alabama, but it wasn't really no men in there. It might be a couple that I've been to, but that was typically because there weren't any men in there. But for the most part, every church I've been to, it was some, and he wasn't necessarily the choir director, but it was some, some of that going on. Tanika says, even at FAI, yes. And again, I can't say that they're gay because I don't follow them home and know what they're doing, but they have all the kind of symptoms of gay, all the familiar trappings of gay men, but I can't say for sure that they are. So I say effeminate. If it's a tambourine around, they gonna find it and they gonna play the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes. Katrina says, who cares what two consenting adults, male or female, do in their bedrooms? Do it affect you? No. That's what I said. I don't really care. I'm not following them home. I don't know what they do. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. And hold on, I don't know what they do and I don't care what they do. Now, there is a difference if you're the spiritual leader and my spirit beliefs are anti-gay, like that homosexuality is not good, and you're the leader and you're married to a man, then it kind of does affect my spiritual belief in whatever it is that you're teaching. If my belief is homosexuality is, God does not like it, God is against it, but it's what you do, then yeah, you can't lead me. You know what I'm saying? That's why pastors get kicked out of their church for adultery. I don't know that happens as much now as it used to. But yeah, the pastor had an affair. You can't be the pastor no more. Because you know that's bad. You know God frowns on that. You stood and you took a vow in the sight of God, and you said you're not going to do it, and then you're doing it, and now you're trying to lead me spiritually. You can't. Or at least I can't follow you spiritually. So either you leaving or I'm leaving. So to me, they the same. They're around the same. Dave says the sisters marry the men because they feel like they're running out of time. Okay. Katrina says then you need to find another church home. Yeah, that's why I said either you leaving or I'm leaving. One of us is leaving if you can't spiritually lead me, or if I can't trust in your commitment to your spiritual journey. L Rock says you're talking about John Gray from Cincinnati. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. But I had to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I appreciate y'all taking some time to interact with me. But it is well after time for me to go. So I need to get out of here. Whatever it is that you're doing to enjoy the rest of this cold day, try to stay warm, enjoy yourself, and as always, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.